clue that it's not worked out so well for Germany. The Germany she left behind is not looking so hot today, is it? Because we see the stark truth. Europe, in many ways, is collapsing. Its leaders are giving up. It's a total basket case. Life for normal working people there is increasingly miserable.
There's also people who already live on Social Security, who have then also taken the step of getting additional food at the food bank.
All of these price increases are paid for by us, the small, medium business owners.
You try to not turn on the air conditioning, to take the car less, but still there is anxiety because you have to think about doing things that were normal before.
So sad. Let's review what's happened there in just 1 month. Today, 10 years after he was considered the savior of Italy's currency, Prime Minister Mario Draghi resigned and Parliament dissolved. Now to France, where the country there is a total mess with Emmanuel Macron's split government. Once ridiculed by the elites, Marine Le Pen's National Front Party, National Rally Party, is no longer fringe. It received nearly 42% of the vote last April. And last month, the party got 89 seats in Parliament, up from 8. Of course, the UK's Bojo, Boris Johnson, who didn't govern as a populist, he's a fake populist. He was forced out, and yesterday made his final appearance before Parliament.
Mission largely accomplished. For now, hasta la vista, baby.
Well, Brexit was accomplished, but I'm sure he wanted that to happen. And now the euro, well, that's in the toilet. It's actually in parity with the US dollar. And we know Europe is completely hapless. It's almost given up vis-a-vis China. They're not strong or principled enough to resist any of China's aggressive economic news and moves. Don't hold your breath there. Europe's energy policy, that's in tatters, because we know that they're run by the Greeniacs, which is killing them. And as we approach cold weather months, they're essentially going to be begging Vladimir Putin for whatever gas he's going to send down that Nord Stream 1 pipeline. So energy rationing, you heard it in those clips we played earlier, is being seriously discussed across the EU. In fact, it just unveiled a new gas rationing plan this week, urging all 27 member states to reduce gas demand by 15% from August through March. How to use less energy is the new European battle cry. So we're all supposed to be happy today that, I guess, Russia reopened Nord Stream 1, but we find out it's still not operating at full capacity or even half capacity. So Russia's able to play games with a Europe that is not strong enough to defend itself against Russian aggression. Now remember how the establishment here derided Trump when he went over to Europe and he told the European leaders that they had to become militarily stronger. They had to spend more money on their own military.
Diplomats dumbfounded by President Trump's barrage of attacks on NATO allies.
President Trump criticizing our NATO allies, attacking the EU.
The Trump administration has undermined NATO.
Trump has consistently attacked our allies, great and small.
Now, first of all, let's remember that under the NATO agreement, they're supposed to spend 2% of their GDP on their militaries. Okay? Pretty much no one's doing that. That's all Trump asked them to do. And of course, who can forget the reaction of the European leaders when Trump demanded they begin to fulfill all those NATO commitments? Well, even with all of their problems here, our economy is still stronger. It's still more resilient than Europe's. Now, in 2021, our GDP was about $23 trillion or so. The GDP for the entire EU, which has, again, 27 member states, was just over $17 trillion. And remember, this is important, they have more than 100 million more people than we have here. And our military, it's far bigger and stronger than all of the European unions combined. And we say thank you to the U.S. taxpayers for that. We're still carrying the Europeans on our backs decades and decades after World War II. But remember, the left here is working overtime to dismantle both our economy and our military, as Engel demonstrated this week. They don't want us to be stronger than Europe. They want us to be as weak as Europe and essentially folded into that idiotic rules-based international order.